What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about Virtuals Protocol today. Hit that like button, subscribe if you want to see more content like this, and let's get into it, okay? This is at the request of CC Mondo. CC Mondo, we're doing this for you. I'm sure there were other people that requested this too, but we're going to talk about this for you. Hit the like button, you guys. Subscribe. Let's get into it, okay? It's the 29th of April today. We have about 5 days, 12 hours left in this week. Only about 1 day and 12 hours left in this month here. We're at about $1.46, sitting atop a mass of riches and glory here from a low to a high. We've moved up 266% since the low of April 7th. Crazy growth overall, right? If we're looking at this from an all-time low, and this is the, as far as I know, this is the all-time history chart for virtuals here. From the all-time low to the all-time high, pretty significant fib here. You did something that's very common with the fibs, which is you went just below the 382 and then came right back above it, right? Generally speaking, if you get this many closes below it, you would expect to go lower, but, you know, tomato, whatever, man. You went below it, you came above it, you're looking good. You're getting above the 236. Now, with the 236, it's not normally that important of a level, but it is a pivotal moment in any fib, especially from a low to a high when you're retracing like this. When you come back up and you close above your 236, that essentially validates that the downward movement is done and that the upward movement can resume. So what does that mean? That means that we're going to look for new highs, right? That's essentially what that means. From an overall high, hold on now. From an overall high to low, we dropped about 92%. 92% on this thing, man. In the middle of a bull market. What the hell? Virtuals. That's awesome, by the way. 956 million right now. Okay, decent sized market cap. Good volume coming along with it as well, pushing the price up, helping that out there. So here, I want to look. I just want to see what your fully diluted valuation would be. Like how many tokens do we have to unlock? So you're at about $1 billion now. Fully diluted valuation would be about another $500 million from here. Okay, so you got a little bit of a ways to go for your circulating supply to be fully diluted. When is this unlock period, or how does this how does it? Okay. I don't know. Maybe it's through other means then, because this is saying all of them are unlocked. I'm sure there's something more than meets the eye with this thing as far as what the fully diluted valuation and the token unlocks are. I'm just not going to get into it right now. Okay. I don't care to get into it. I don't care to look up the tokenomics. That's on you. Not financial advice, not a financial advisor. If you want to invest in this thing, you should be aware of the tokenomics. Okay, that's on you. Profile score, though, from CoinMarketCap, they're saying 87%. That's a high score. That's a good score. Virtuals, anyways, man. Shout out to CoinMarketCap, too, man. They got they got all kinds of stuff going on. They really upped their game. They went from being the top dog to being someone that was looked over, right? Everybody started using CoinGecko and crypto bubbles, all those kinds of things, and then now I feel like CoinMarketCap, I really do feel like it's where it's at, man. They've upped their game a lot as far as tools and stuff goes. Anyways, talking about going to a higher high, a new all-time high, right? From a high to a low here, we've gotten above our 382. We're at the 0.5. It looks like we're making a straight shot for $1.96 to 235. I don't believe that the path to new all-time highs is just going to be like this. It could be. I mean, hell, you've done it before. it could be. You never know. But I'm thinking more likely what's going to happen is we probably find resistance here, consolidate, come up, find resistance somewhere in this zone, consolidate, and then we continue to run up to a price of about $10 to $24, something like that. Let's see what that would give us as far as overall growth goes from the current price. That's about a 6x from here, 6.7x. Maybe as much as a 15x, 16x potential. I could see that happening. Yeah. 6x to 16x. I don't personally believe that virtuals will see a 16x from here, because from there to the low, that provides an overall 58x. And I'm not saying that can't happen. You've done crazier in a short amount of time, right? From a low in September to a high here, you saw 184x, man. You saw 184x from September to December. You could see some crazy stuff. All I'm doing here is calling for half of that, right? 58x right there. But I don't think that's where we go. Personally, I think, especially because of how high of a market cap you have right now, I would assume that you do stop somewhere around $10 to $15, something that's just above the 1414 there. Something on the lines from the current price, not from the low. Hold on, guys. from the current price, something that's on the lines of like a 10x to a 7x, right? 7x, something like that. That makes sense to me because a 10x from here, from about a billion, that's a $10 billion market cap. I could see that happening. This quite literally, the 1414, if you went just above there, it'd quite literally put you at a $10 billion market cap. So I really do like that $15 to $16 area, but $10 at a minimum could be where you're going ultimately, okay? Let's look at this on the short-term time frames and just see if we can better define, better map what's going to happen in the meantime before you see new all-time highs, and then we'll wrap this up, okay? Looking at the weekly RSI, pretty good, pretty damn good, right? Getting overbought, bouncing off the 40 area, coming up like this, you're looking pretty good. Not a whole lot to go off of, though. Brand new chart. 3-day time frame's looking good. You're just getting into the overbought zone. The last time that you just got into the overbought zone was here on this 3-day period. This was the beginning of this overall move, right? You were literally right at the beginning of the move. Here, you're just getting overbought. I would say you're probably just at the beginning of this overall move. Now, just because this beginning is more robust than the last beginning does not mean that you're going to see a more robust move overall. But, I mean, you never know. Watch this thing do a 200x. Wouldn't that be crazy? Probably not. Probably not from here, right? You're not going to do a 100. I doubt virtuals, just to get your mind right, too. I know I said I was going to talk about the short term, but for the long term, too, before we close that chapter completely, it's very unlikely that you see a $100 billion market cap. It's very likely that you see an $80 billion market cap by the end of the cycle. No coin, no cryptos see a $100 billion market cap in their first cycle. Ethereum and XRP did, but that's only because Bitcoin paved the way first, and at that point in time, there was a lot less to choose from in the crypto world. So I feel like now that the market's saturated, it's just even more so. It's difficult now than it was before, and it was very difficult before anyways. But I don't think that anything's going to see a $100 billion market cap in their first cycle. I just kind of write that off all the time. So is this 100x potential? Not really. Probably not even 80x potential, which boo-hoo, it's already grown a lot. But there's still a lot of potential as far as where this thing could go by the end of the cycle. I think that you really could see something on the lines from here of about a 40x, a 60x, something like that, maybe as much as an 80x, but that'd be like pushing the limits, right? Anyways, shorter term stuff. Let's look at the daily time frame. Daily RSI is pretty overbought. Yes, you're pretty damn overbought. I would say that anything that's around a 90, let alone above a 90 read, that's pretty damn overbought, right? If we're looking at this from a relative high to low again, where are we at in our fibs? High to low here. Right at the 0.5. Not financial advice, not a financial advisor. I know earlier I was saying, like when I say earlier, I mean like 10 minutes ago, not even 10 minutes, like 5 minutes ago in this video, I was saying that we would go up to the golden ratio, keep pushing higher, but looking at how overbought we are, it's not going to be easy. It's not impossible. You've definitely seen stronger readings than this. You really could, but these readings, oftentimes, whenever you get these kind of readings, you don't just get those on the first read like this. You kind of make your way higher. It can happen. You can definitely just push your way up there, but it's less common. Where you are now at the 0.5, a lot of cryptos, for whatever reason, this whole bull cycle, a lot of cryptos have been finding significance at their 0.5 as forms of resistance and support. In this case, resistance, which also lines up pretty damn well with your prior area of resistance there and a prior area of support back here. It makes sense. It makes sense overall. And then where are you at in the grand scheme of things with this wick here, or with these fibs here from a low to a high? You're right at the 236. You could find resistance here. You really could find resistance here, is all I'm trying to say. Perhaps you don't push higher immediately. You could. Closing above the 236 is nice, but let's see something here real quick. Hold on. Let me look at the 4 hour. Yeah, you got that double bearish divergence, man. High point here, lower high here, lower high here. That's 3 points, 2 drives, 1, 2, 3 higher highs, right? Or 2 higher highs, I guess. 3 highs, but 2 higher highs. That's double bearish divergence, and likely that would imply virtuals you do pull back. Could you pull all the way back down to 80 cents, I guess is the question. You're at $1.50 right now, at 80-cent price. With this kind of divergence, that's what that would call for. I'm not going to call for that specifically because that seems a bit intense. Don't get me wrong, you've definitely pumped a lot. The volatility could be real. Maybe you spend the next couple of weeks or couple of days with a quick, erratic pullback, or maybe it takes time. Who knows? But that would be an intense drop all the way down to 78 cents, 80-cent area. I don't know if you see that. Let's see. What else? What else could we derive here? Let's look at this low to high here. I mean, there's the 0.5 there at 80 cents, and let's be fair. If you did go to 80 cents, so first off, you'd be rejecting your 0.5 of this overall high to low, and then maybe going down to find support at this 0.5 from your overall low to high. Here, your 0.5 is right at prior resistance, prior support. Here, your 0.5 is right at prior resistance. It might make sense. I'm not saying that you have to go down there. I'm just saying, not financial advice, not a financial advisor. If you're buying virtuals here at $1.50, you should prepare yourselves for the possibility of an 80-cent price. That doesn't mean it's going to happen. I'm not convinced that it's going to happen. It just sounds crazy for something that's seeing this kind of volume. But in all fairness, in the last 24 hours, you've seen 55% of your market cap. In the last 24 hours, you've seen 55% of your market cap, and you've only moved up 6%, not even. That's today. That's, and I know the 24 hours on CoinMarketCap, it incorporates the full 24 hours. Let's see. So that'd be the last 6 candles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it does incorporate this. So I guess you have moved up more than 6% actually. You know, you're up like 20%. So I guess I don't have as much of a problem with that. Let's look at this on something with volume. Let's help clear the air here. Yeah, volume's dying off and you're building higher, right? There's no interest right now. I really wouldn't be surprised if you came down lower. I feel like it's an appropriate call based off the technicals to go off of a 80-cent price target. But I just don't feel like it's appropriate from a percentage point. 50% drop on this thing. I don't know. It could happen. I'm not saying it can't happen, but this is a pretty damn powerful move. Let's see. From a relative low to a relative high. If not there, then the 382 is where you'd find support. Oftentimes with the 382, you do go just a little bit below it. Are there any points of resistance or support that you could find support off of here? Well, right at the 382 there. Right there, yeah. You've got prior support right there, and it's perfect right at the 382 actually. So, and hey, 93 cents, that's like at $1. Dollar is psychological support. Okay, so let's call for that. Let's stick with that then. I like that a lot more. You're at $1.46 right now, $1.50 essentially. My expectation would be that you see prices around, if not most probably, just below $1, right? You probably stop right around $1, just below $1 for support, and then continue on your merry way to the upside. If you don't stop there, fret not, my friends. You're just going to see an 80-cent price. Not financial advice, not a financial advisor, but if I was looking to buy this thing, I wouldn't buy here. If it takes off without me, I would clap. I'd say, good job. Good job for everybody who invested in this. I wish I did, but oh well, it's just going up without me. It wasn't meant to be. I've got a whole sea of cryptos to choose from, right? It's not that big of a deal. That's what I would say. So if I'm looking to buy, I wouldn't buy here, and if it takes off without me, I'd say, good job, right? That's what I'd say. I'm looking to buy here, or I'm looking to buy this thing, but I'm not going to buy here, so where would I buy? I would buy right at the 382. Now, I wouldn't, even though I'm not expecting, but accepting of the possibility that we could drop to 80 cents, I wouldn't play that game, right? Maybe it does. I would buy here, and then it drops down here. Maybe it does, maybe it doesn't, but at least I'm in it, right? Whenever it goes up, it could go up after it goes lower. It could go up immediately. I think this amount of a drop is enough for me to consider it a discount. I don't need to catch the absolute low. I know some people do. That's how it is, and that's fine. You know, if you can catch the absolute low, that's great. But here, you never know. This could be the absolute low. Maybe we are snagging it right there, but maybe it goes a little bit lower. I wouldn't be worried at this point. I'd be buying. I wouldn't be worried about this downside maneuver. In fact, most of the downside is already done. Why worry? From there, I'd be worried about the big move that's coming that you'd miss out on, which is to the upside. So if I was looking to buy, I'd probably put my buy order in. If it's at 93 cents right here for the 382, I'd probably put my buy order in at like $1 and layer it down to 93 cents. Not financial advice, not a financial advisor. I'm not telling anybody to do that. I'm just saying that's what I would do. Like if I was looking to buy this thing, and maybe I'd save some, you know, like let's say I had a bag of $1,000 that I wanted to put into virtuals. 80% of it would be layered out from $1 to 93 cents. 20% would be kept on the side just in case it does drop here. And if it doesn't drop here, it starts to pump, then I can just lay the hammer down at higher prices. That's fine, and just get all the way in. If it does drop, then I can lay the hammer down here. Or if you don't like the sound of that, you could always, if you're doing this, you know, not financial advisor, not a financial advisor, just put it all in at this area here. But I definitely would suggest layering your buy orders. Don't just have one buy order at one price, right? None of that's financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm just telling you what my genuine thoughts are, okay? Man, I need to blow my nose. I don't think I have anything else that I want to say. 4-hour RSI looks super bullish. It really, really does. But it also looks like it's ready for a break. So you probably take a break. I wouldn't be surprised if this break took several days, maybe even over a week or a couple of weeks. It could take time. So while you've been fun, you've been a shining star. This shining star needs to take a nap. You're going to consolidate a little bit. We'll see how long it takes. I think that the best kind of consolidation is a quick, scary dip to the downside, followed by a quick rip to the upside. But time will tell. Okay, what we need to do is get this RSI to cool off on the daily time frame, get the RSI to cool off on the 4-hour time frame, which it kind of is, but you need to cool off a little bit more. And then, I mean, the weekly's fine, so we don't even have to worry about that. But that's all I got. If you guys like the video, hit the like button, subscribe if you want to see more content like this. Thank you all for being here. I'll see you on the next one. Take care. Bye bye.